part, ladies and gentlemen, because we have to talk about Morocco as well, where rescue teams stepped up on Wednesday, a massive effort in devastated Moroccan mountain villages as chances faded for finding survivors from last week's earthquake, which has killed nearly 3,000 people and left many thousands homeless. Vehicles packed with supplies were inching up winding mountain roads to deliver desperately needed food and tents to survivors of the nation's strongest quake on record and the deadliest in more than 6 decades. Smaller quakes are still rattling the disaster zone, and one sent stones falling in the village of Imintala, where a person was injured following the jolt. Search teams were still scouring the rubble for the living. Morocco is now well past the 72-hour window when rescues are considered most likely. Yet survivors, in some cases, are found well beyond that period as well. Morocco announced the launch of an aid program on Thursday to support the rehousing of the residents of about 50,000 buildings damaged in last week's devastating earthquake. The magnitude 6.8 earthquake, Morocco's strongest ever, has killed nearly 3,000 people and injured more than 5,600 since it hit last Friday in Al-Haouz province, which is south of the tourist hub Marrakesh. Those left homeless will be provided with temporary shelter in structures designed to withstand cold and bad weather or in reception sites equipped with all the necessary amenities is not yet known. But even as the rehousing and the entire aid project is being carried out, people are having to draw water from a well to transport it by their donkeys to the makeshift camp where they have been living since their village was destroyed in the massive earthquake that devastated southern Morocco last week. Living conditions in Ighermane, a remote village in the high Atlas Mountains, have always been rudimentary, but there was water in houses, which buried beneath. Oblay surveys the scale of the crisis facing the village. Now, Morocco announced the launch of an aid program on Thursday to support and rehouse the residents of about 50,000 buildings damaged in last week's devastating earthquake, the magnitude 6.8 earthquake. Again reiterating, Morocco's strongest ever has killed 3,000 people, injuring another 5,500. It said this would form the first stage of a program covering some 50,000 homes that had fully or partially collapsed in the quake. The number of people left without homes by the quake, which has devastated numerous entire villages in Morocco's Atlas Mountain region, is still not known. But the royal office says 1,40,000 dirhams, which is about $13,600 US, will be allocated for homes that were completely collapsed, in addition to the 80,000 dirhams that have been sanctioned to rebuild the partially collapsed structures.